Why would a sane person commit such an act?
Lone actors are continuing to plan and carry out devastating attacks.
Police say he was motivated by racist hatred and white supremacist views.
The shooter had a patch on his clothing that said RWDS. They believe that stands for Right-Wing Death Squad.
Potential ties to neo-Nazi and white supremacist groups.
There was simply no reasonable explanation or excuse, they said, for what he did.
As an individual who was described as a lone wolf, I don't know how it could have been prevented.
Remember earlier how I referred to the media narrative that these shooters are lone wolves whose reckless violence seemed disorganized and impulsive and random? Well, it turns out that that's not true at all. In most cases, these shootings are planned in advance, directed at someone or something specific, and carried out deliberately. The Columbine shooters started planning their shooting spree a year in advance as an act of revenge against other students and teachers who they'd felt had wronged them. The Las Vegas shooter, the deadliest mass shooter in American history, had a year-long buying spree of firearms and ammunition. He carefully researched police tactics and response, and he scoped out the area multiple times to figure out how to inflict the most damage. The Buffalo shooter's ideas and methods were nurtured through toxic online communities. He wrote down detailed notes and plans for months on Discord, and sections of his manifesto were directly lifted from the Christchurch shooter's writings. These people knew what they were doing, and they made a conscious choice to act. You want to know why people commit heinous crimes like these? We know the motives. They include employment issues, interpersonal conflicts, relationship issues, legal issues, economic issues, racism or xenophobia, fame seeking, religious hate, misogyny, homophobia. When you boil it down, people commit mass shootings for two general reasons: because of a personal grievance or because of radical ideology. Sometimes both. If you want to understand the mental state of someone who commits a mass shooting, almost all of them experience deep feelings of anger or self-loathing that develop into externalized hate, resentment, and blame that drive these violent actions. This partially explains why mental illness gets dragged into these conversations. Mass shooters often study other shooters, hateful or dangerous ideas, such as those feelings of fear, anger,